Senator Scott.
Thank you. Thank you, Chairman. First off, congratulations to each of you. This is going to be a great opportunity for each of you to do something great for our country. Let me follow up with what Senator Kane had said. I think AUKUS is really important to our country. I think it's really important to the security of our country, and I look forward to hearing what comes out of your review. But I personally can't imagine that we would not want to continue to build our relationship with Australia and continue to have continue to use AUKUS to build our security. Second, I just got back from the Philippines and Japan. I've been all through Asia talking to our military leaders. Every one of them is focused on China. China, China, China. That's all, what their whole focus is. Probably got one of the best briefings I've ever had when we were recently, back in August, out in the Philippines. So, Mr. No, do you think China's elected to be, they made the decision to be our enemy?
Senator, I would just look at the facts, the realities of what they're doing with the military. As I mentioned, looking at their historic, unprecedented military growth, the actions that they're taking also in the Taiwan Strait, South China Sea. I think really those actions really speak for themselves.
So as a result, I think it's important that we stop doing business with them, especially with our military. We shouldn't be buying food from them for our military. We shouldn't be buying drugs from them for our military. We shouldn't be buying computers and printers from them. We shouldn't be buying drones from them. I can't imagine almost anything that we ought to be buying from Communist China. Everything we buy from them, every time we become dependent on them, it reduces our ability to defend ourselves. So what are your thoughts about doing any business with companies controlled by the Communist Party of China?
Senator, as the nominee for Assistant Secretary of War for Indo-Pacific Security Affairs, if confirmed, I'll offer my best advice and recommendations on what we can do to strengthen deterrence to make sure there's no conflict with China in the future.
But what do you think about stopping our military from being dependent on them for printers, computers, from drones, drugs? Do you think we ought to be dependent on somebody that might be our adversary?
Senator, my personal view, and this is not something I've had a lot of opportunities to work on at the Pentagon, but my personal view is that to the extent we can reduce critical dependencies on China, especially as it relates to our military equipment and weapons, I believe those are common sense.
What about drugs? I think it's over half the drugs we buy for our military members come out of Communist China.
Senator, from my time working as a staffer on the House Select Committee on China, I know the United States continues to have critical dependencies in pharmaceuticals as well as in critical minerals and rare earths. These are alarming issues, and if confirmed, Senator, I'll make sure to work closely with my colleagues, both within the department and throughout the interagency, to tackle these issues.
So in my last 6 years, I have not seen the department do one thing to reduce its reliance other than things that we passed through the National Defense Authorization Act. We worked to get garlic out of the commissaries. We worked to get drones. We worked to get computers and printers. But if it's not directed through the NDA, the department has done, as far as I can tell, absolutely nothing. I mean, have you seen any actions by the department that's reduced our reliance on Communist China?
Senator, supply chain issues, it's just not something that I, in my personal capacity, have had an opportunity to work with. I'd be happy to take your question back for the record and follow up with you with a more fulsome response on what the department has been doing.
All right. Thank you.
Senator King.